everybody. We are here tonight with Ink and Paint. I will be our host tonight. Obviously, I'm Ashley, and I'm joined tonight by three awesome Disneybounding ladies. That is our topic for this evening. We've got Stephanie.
Hi, everybody.
And Miss Allison.
Hello.
And Colleen is joining us. And Colleen, correct me if I'm wrong, is this your first time on the show, or were you on last?
It is my first time.
It is. Welcome. Yay. I thought so. I wasn't 100% sure. Baby brain, but I thought so. So welcome. We're very excited to have everybody. And I'm excited to learn about Disneybounding. I have never been brave enough. I kind of like my comfort zone with just my t-shirts and my Spirit jerseys. Typically because I'm traveling from kind of far and we're driving. So everything kind of just gets thrown in the car. But I did kind of want to kick off tonight for novices like me. Like, what do you all define Disneybounding is? Because I feel like it's kind of a broad thing. It's something that I get the impression has been around for a long, long time. I didn't even really hear about it until Pinterest became a big thing. And then obviously because I would click Disney pins, like all of these Disneybounding outfits started showing up on my suggested page on Pinterest. And it looked really cool. But then I see it in the parks and I can never really tell. Like, are they actually Disneybounding? Or is it just happenstance that they're wearing black and red? So what do you all, like, as actual Disneybounders, what do you consider Disneybounding?
Well,
So I think it was.
I was just going to do a quick history of Disneybounding. Disneybounding,
yes, please.
under the name Disneybounding, is about 10 years old. It was created by a Canadian woman named Leslie, and it started as she created a Tumblr blog because she was going to Disney and wanted to plan out outfits. She was literally Disney bound. And the whole idea is that you cannot, as an adult, wear a costume in the park. So trying to dress inspired by a character that you like. And how do you do that without wearing a costume? And I have definitely seen Disneybounds that, to me, I would consider costumes and are not something that I would wear in the park, especially on like Dapper Day, which just happened at Disneyland and will be happening at Disney World. A lot of the times Dapper Day, you see Mary Poppins, she's in a Mary Poppins costume. The idea of Disneybounding, as Leslie stated it, was something you could wear to school or work or the mall, and you'd be able to go out in the world in this outfit and look like you were not a crazy person, but you would know, and the select few would know, that you were Disneybounding.
Love it. I completely agree. I think it was 2011 when she first posted this on her blog. And so my first experience was 2013 because that was the first time we took our twins to Disney World. There were two. And I did pictures, and that's, what we didn't do it every day, but we did it for the picture. And yeah, I think it's grown over the years, like you said, Colleen. Like you see people and you're like, man, that's more of a straight out costume. But I mean, most people, it's anything that evokes the feeling of that character that they're going for. It can just be a color pattern choice, with like, say, Snow White or something like that, color blocking, or it can be, yeah, exactly. That's case in point. Exactly. But it could be, like you said, more accessories or something that, Minnie's bow and things like this that kind of give you the feeling of the character.
Awesome. So again, for those of us that are just now trying to get into this, where do you start? Is there like certain shops that you recommend? Is there different ways to go about it?
I'd say start in your closet.
Now trying to get started. Okay.
That's what I was going to say.
Start with the clothes you have and think about, I always start with colors and color blocking. So when I thought about what do I want to wear on this show, and I thought about how do I Disneybound from something you can only see from the chest up, So I picked out this blue shirt and a little red cardigan and a yellow necklace, and those are the colors of Snow White. And I put in a red bow on the other side of my head.
It's weird. It's
and yeah, I know. So I'm like, so like Snow White is an easy one because her top and bottom are different colors. So she's easy to color black. The Ariel is really easy. You see that a lot because it's green and purple, and that's really easy to color black. I would say the easiest Disneybound to do, if you're like, man, what am I gonna do? The easiest Disneybound to do is Prince Eric. He wears a white shirt,
Yes.
blue pants, black shoes, and a red belt.
Red
And
belt.
I would assume everyone has black shoes, blue jeans, and a white t-shirt. And you could tie a red scarf around your waist. And you're Prince Eric and you're done.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Good.
That's a really good point too, because what you love about Disneybounding is that it's gender fluid, right? You can be the male characters or the villains, and and you just go back and forth, and it doesn't really matter. So I think that's really cool that you can do that without having to be in a full costume.
Yeah, or animals. I mean, there's a lot of
Exactly.
animal characters in Disney, and I find those can sometimes be the hardest. Any character that's brown, I never know what to do. I'm like, I own one brown dress, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm done. This is it. I'll jump, and I'm a kangaroo. But I start with colors and color blocking, and then then you can get into like the step after that. I think is like style of clothing. Like, okay, well, this is a very Snow White shaped dress or something. This has puffy sleeves, so that gives me that vibe. So even if it's not the exact color, it gives the vibe of the character, that's not color based. But like especially in the parks, colors is the easiest thing, especially if you're like, I just want to wear a t-shirt and shorts. You could do that in, just t-shirt and shorts that you own. Someone in the chat mentioned Marie Berlers and Toulouse. Those are pretty easy ones. It's white and black and orange with, a different colored bow or accessory or necklace or something. I have these big chunky necklaces, and I wear those with a lot of my outfits. Yes, I have tangled pins behind the other side. I got no idea what side things are on anymore.
I still haven't got
yeah. So, I think you start with colors. My plan is own one of everything in every color. And then you're good to go. I have a pair of shoes, a shirt, a cardigan, and a dress in red, yellow, orange, green, blue, purple, pink, black, and brown. Not pants in every color. I used to own shorts in every color, but not anymore. But then you can pretty much do anything from there.
I do kind of the opposite. I pick an accessory that I really, really like a really nice hair bow or like ears or like a shoulder plush. And then I usually kind of build my outfit around that, and I try to see if I have anything that would go with the accessories. So I know it's a little bit opposite of what most people do, but usually I want the accessory to be the standout and to kind of be the focus, and then I can kind of color coordinate around it. So that's how I do it.
Stephanie, what about you?
I guess a little bit of both, honestly. For the most part, I do like Colleen, and I start with the basic colors of the character that I'm going for. But then I like Allison, I do have those accessories, especially the ears, that I want to highlight. So I kind of do both, and it just depends. And you don't have to get super detailed either. Like Allison, you're wearing kind of a peachy pink shirt tonight, right? It's kind of pinky, and so it's Rapunzel, right? Because she has that pink and purple dress. You don't have to get super detailed with it either.
Got you. Well, I know all of you kind of sent in pictures, so I guess this would kind of be a good time to kind of segue. And also for those, again, who in the chat who may not be quite as familiar. But Jill, do you want to go ahead and throw up some of our pictures?
So there's me as Flower. These were all Flower, again, pretty easy. These were all things I had. I had black jeans, I had this floral kimono and a white t-shirt, black shoes. I threw on a necklace and I was like, I'm Flower.
It's great.
I love it.
Yeah. This was from this March. I don't remember what the challenge, the prompt was. I think it was Phantasmic characters, and I was just like, I don't know. But I had these pants, and I was like, well, I'd love to use these pants. What's a character who wears this color? And it was like Governor Radcliffe wears these colors. I was like, I have a tank top that's about the same. I can wear a red cardigan. I have this purple scarf for like his purple collar. I'm wearing a turquoise necklace, but you can't really see it. And then I try to pose differently, or else I just stand with my hands on my hips for every photo.
So, Colleen, not
That's
to
so
cut
great.
you off, but you said the prompt. What prompt from where?
So it started with every March. Leslie would host a Disneybound challenge, and so it started as just Disneybound every day of March. And then eventually it was, here's a specific challenge for each day, which maybe it's, so I'll remember the ones from like this year. It was like Phantasmic was a day. Or it might be, God, no, I'm not going to remember any of them. I know like Encanto was a day. Well, each of the lands for Magic Kingdom were a day this year. One of the days was just
Cool.
Fab 50 statue. And then especially in 2020, everybody started having challenges because we had nothing else to do. I hosted a challenge at the beginning of 2021 that was dog themed, and it was a different type of. I was like Lady and the Tramp or 101 Dalmatians, just sort of different things. And so every March, I not always do a different. Sometimes I will do 31 new outfits. Oftentimes I will do like 29 new outfits because I cannot think of 31 new things to do. As I said earlier, when Jill, was like, "Oh, pictures," I was like, "Here's my Pinterest board with 600 photos on it."
Wow.
Because
Oh, gosh.
that's, because I've been Disney running for about 10 years, and so it's like
Wow.
I'm really out of ideas. So there are challenges, and that's mostly what I do now is do challenges of some type. I'm doing a challenge this year where you pick one character and you do them in 12 different outfits, or maybe it's the same outfit 12 different ways, so you post once a month. So I was doing Princess Leia. So I did post an old thing in January, and then I did her traditional white dress in February, and in March I posted her like ceremony dress at the end of A New Hope, and then, or maybe that was in April. In March I did her Bespin outfit. I'm gonna post Slave Leia next month, and then I'm kind of gonna run out of ideas and have to figure that out. But
That's really cool.
So that's the
That is cool.
challenges, and that's that, especially like when you've done it for a long time. I just can't think of anything to do anymore. Unless like a new movie comes out. Currently on my Instagram, I'm Disneybounding all the Encanto characters. So I've done that for about a week, and I've got about a week left because there's a lot of characters in that movie.
Yeah.
Yep, there I am as Louisa.
That's so great.
So Louise is pretty easy. She is wearing a blue skirt, so I wore blue shorts and a white shirt, and her shirt has a red detail on it, and she wears a red ribbon in her hair, so I'm wearing red necklace and red headband. She's the only character who wears bracelets. I've got bracelets on. I wore purple shoes because there's like purple detailing on her skirt. So, yeah. I did, all Lock, Shock, and Barrel. I think I did go buy this sweater to do this, but I have used it for other things as well. And this was during like 2020, and I was using masks for things. So, you know, a white, a red, and a green mask. You can see my necklace again. Yep, so Grammatala. So this I layered, so I'm wearing a brown dress, and I put an orange shirt on over it. And then a belt, and then I have all these clutches. And again, I have a necklace. My necklaces are provided by Extras by O. She's on Instagram and Etsy. I'm her best customer. I have over 50 of these necklaces.
Wow.
They're beautiful.
Every color, and then color combinations. She made me a custom bee necklace.
That's awesome.
I request. I was like,
Really?
yeah, I was like, look, this is a long story, but I need a bee necklace. So it's like got yellow and black striped beads and black and white and yellow, different things that she custom made for me. Because
I thought that
That's
you made them for the
incredible.
longest time.
yeah, Allison was really surprised one time. I was like, no, I buy these, and she's like, oh, nope, I buy them. I buy them. A lot of them.
So
My
great.
husband's like, I'm gonna message her and be like, please stop selling her necklaces. There we go, Mary Poppins.
I love
Mary
that
Poppins
one.
got multiple outfits, so that's always nice. You know, I have a purse in every color. Gotta get a belt in every color. I have glasses in multiple colors. There's me and Shannon. These are both Shannon's cardigans because we share clothes. You know, she's in pajama pants. I'm in jeans because you're like, okay, we were trying to come up with, I'm sure the prompt was, you know, some sort of duo thing. And it was like, well, we could be Pain and Panic. Well, who's got what color thing? I think she's in my shoes because I have pink shoes. Those are definitely my shoes, yeah.
Those are so,
Piglet.
Aww.
You know, so I have headbands in every color as well. I think I bought this striped shirt because I was like, hey, I could do Piglet in this. And again, shoes in every color, purse in every color. There's Pongo. So I definitely bought this cardigan because I was like, it's Dalmatians. I think this was maybe when I did like my dog thing. Oh, look, my mom is commenting. Colleen took my pink dress. My mom was getting rid of clothes, and I was like, I don't need a pink dress. I need to be Miss Piggy. So yeah, so this is a cardigan layered over a dress, and I have leggings on and a red necklace because Pongo has a red collar on.
Oh, that's cute.
Elsa wears a lot of different outfits, so she's a good one if like you're like I want to do a character who's got a lot of dresses. So I had this dress that with this ombre, and I was like, oh, that'll work, and I'll put this cardigan on over it, and I'm probably wearing a snowflake necklace and snowflake earrings, but you can't see them.
Very cool.
Roz, this is another one from this March. This is my one brown dress. And, you know, I had this cardigan, and I was like, I'll put on a gray headband, and I was like, this spiky necklace, and I had a clipboard, and it's like, I'll look mean. I find the hardest thing is, like, posing. Yeah.
I have a question for Colleen.
Sure.
You have a couple of different eyeglass frames. Do you have like how many do you have? And when you get a new pair of frames, is Disneybounding ever in the back of your mind when you get new glasses?
Not necessarily. So I started buying frames from Zenny because they're really cheap. And so I usually try to have a relatively neutral color. So like I have my black frames I'm not wearing because then the light reflects on them really badly. And then like I have those teal glasses that I just really liked and was like
You're fine, Allison.
No, I
You're
was
fine.
testing lights earlier, and you could like see
You can't put them
circles
back
in
on.
my glasses, and I was like, it's
The
not worth
headband.
it. But I have a pair, my one transition pair of glasses that I bought specifically because really going to Disney and going in and out of buildings, they are red with white polka dots, and I picked those specifically because of Minnie Mouse. I do own a pair of clear frames that I bought for not necessarily Disneybounding, but like cosplay in a like I wanted something that was less obvious, but I want to still be able to wear glasses. I won't run into a wall or anything. Like Shannon would run into a wall. Uh, but it was like I like to have them on. So I try to have something neutral so that theoretically goes with everything, and then I usually like to have a bright color. But I do think about when I'm taking the picture, what pair of glasses will I put on, or will I not wear glasses at all? So you will see like different pairs of glasses, and sometimes I'll choose to wear sunglasses because I have a blue pair of sunglasses, and I wore those when I did Tomorrowland. And so I will think about, oh, what pair of glasses am I going to put on? There's me as the White Rabbit. I like that one a lot. I have this pair of shorts in 3 colors. But yeah, glasses, that's a whole other accessory. There's just a really expensive accessory, theoretically. I have this Queen of Hearts shirt that I really liked, and I was like, what could I do with that? So I like this one. This one worked out. This is eventually, too, I figured out, because I used to, like, I would do my Disneybound, and then it's like I wouldn't be able to post it till late at night because I had to wait for my husband to take my photo. And at some point in the last couple of years, I was like, I'm just going to put my phone on a tripod. So I just go out in my backyard with my phone on a tripod. I usually do the photo at least a day in advance of when I'm going to post it. And I'd pose with, and my backyard, every side, the fence is a different color. Because it's like none of it is our fence. It's all like the neighbor's fence. So I'm like, I've got 3 options. 4, and then I choose the wall of the house. So I'm like, these are my options. Oh, someone asked, do you ever get tired of Disneybounding, Colleen? It looks like it would make clothing decisions take a long time. I will be honest, I do not wear most of these out of the house anymore.
That was going to be my question.
I don't have anywhere to go. So a lot of the more elaborate things that I've done in the past couple of years, I've done with the knowledge that I have nowhere to go. But in the past, so in a previous job, in a previous state, in a previous life, I went to an office every day, and my, best friend at work was like, what is it you're doing? And I'm like, oh, I do this Disneybound thing. And so we started doing it at work. So we did it in our work clothes, and it was a theater company. So a lot of times in the weekends we were at, premieres and stuff of shows. And so we would we were really dressed up in dresses and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was a time in which I did wear them out of the house. I plan my clothes in advance every day. I'm not a morning person, so like I cannot get up in the morning, and I usually work at the elementary school across the street, and I'm supposed to be there at 8, so I get out of bed at about 7:50 and arrive 10 minutes late. Pretty much every day.
Oh my God.
So I have to pick my clothes out the night before and like have them hung up and ready. So I'm already doing that. So it's sort of like if it's an extra step of like, I'm in a Disneybound is this today? And it's something I like to do. There have been times where it's like, I don't know, I got nothing left. I have no ideas. Like I've Disneybounded every character in the world. I don't know anymore. So sometimes it's that. Yeah, so now my challenge to myself is like, how do you pose? So this year was the first time that I packed bags full of clothes, went to the parks, and changed clothes multiple times in a single day.
Wow.
That was my step.
Nice.
I had never done that before. But it was like, if I'm going to go to the park, you might as well do multiple things. I'm not coming back. So I did a booth. So this is in Animal Kingdom. I'm in the same sweater I'm wearing now. you know, in brown and a purple headband. I actually went back and forth debating on what color Abu's vest is. And in the end, I decided it was red, really just because I had this red cardigan, so that was going to work. And I'm just holding one of my necklaces as, ooh, look, a shiny thing.
That's fun.
I love it.
Oh.
Yeah, this is, again, Shannon is in my sweater and my necklace, because we'll share clothes. That's also another thing. If you have a friend who, you know, wears the same size as you, be like, hey, do you want something in this color? Because I need this color. So, because Shannon and I'll share things. So we were Anastasia and Rosella, which we have done in the parks in a just like t-shirt and shorts kind of way. And that was the most excited I think I've ever had a character be upon seeing me dressed in a Disneybound. They were super excited. Oh, actually, I lie. I Disneybounded a Sadness once, and she took me into a corner so we could cry.
Oh my god!
So that was like the most elaborate interaction I'd ever had with a character. Like, took me away from my husband and Shannon so that we could go cry in a corner.
Oh, that's fun.
That's a great one. So I do have another question for you. So when you do Disneybound, how often, even in the parks, like how often are you recognized?
I always wonder too how many people recognize you and they don't say anything. I don't go up to people and be like, "Hey, cool outfit." You recognize by cast members most often. I find our cast members are the people who are brave enough to be like, "Hey, that's cool."
Mm-hmm.
But I think most of the time I'm in a Disneybound at a park, someone recognizes it. It might just be a cast member, but someone recognizes it.
I'm the big Disney nerd that does actually walk up to people and say, "Hey, cool Disneybound."
And you probably should. I think about it. I'm like, I should be like, hey,
I do.
but I'm shy, so I don't.
Oh, even if it's just in passing, I'm like, "Hey, great Rapunzel of Disneybound." You know.
I just say it to like whoever I'm with. I'm like, is that so and so? Where are they dressed?
I've done that before. Mm-hmm. It's like, and Jill said it in the chat too. Like I'll whisper, like, are they Disneybounding? Is that who I think? Is that Belle? Is that who I think it is, or is this just a coincidence?
It's easier if they're with somebody else who's also Disneybounding, because if they're just by themselves, you're like, is that? I feel like that's, or you're like, that's someone. I don't know who. I don't know who though. But when they're with somebody, it's like, oh man, you were able to get some friends to do this with you. You got your husband to do this with you. That's amazing.
Allison and
that is truly amazing.
Those husbands, they do not cooperate. I have to pitch Disneybounds to my husband months in advance. When we didn't live here, he doesn't want any attention brought to him. When we didn't live here, though, he would be busy, and I'd be like, I'll pack your suitcase for you. So that I would just pack his clothes. I'd be like, you're wearing this today.
Surprise!
We didn't have choices. Someone in the chat's like, you gotta trick him. He wasn't gonna come to Dapper Day, and then he really wanted to eat at Coral Reef, where Shannon and I were going, and we're filming at Picky Eaters. But he was like, I want to eat at Coral Reef, and I was like, so you want to come to Dapper Day? And he's like, that's not what I said. And I'm like, well, that's what I heard. And I was like, well. And he's like, I'm like, do you want to come? And he's like, yes, I want to come. And I was like, cool, I've planned your outfit out. I'm ready then. And he's like, who am I being? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you because then you won't agree. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Put on the clothes and enjoy the food.
Yeah, I got clothes.
Exactly.
Carry my bag.
I got Lucas to Disneybound one time. And I wanted to show pictures, but he's like, no, don't show me. No. They're really cute, though. He was Flynn Rider, and I was Rapunzel. And he got stopped so many times. That's probably why he stopped Disneybounding. Because so many people stopped
because they recognize the two of you.
To compliment him on his Flynn Rider costume.
when we would go
Oh.
to Dapper Day, I think Rob just looks really approachable. And so people always stop him and are like, why are people really dressed up? And they don't stop me and Shannon. And so then he's like, people keep talking to me.
Like,
And so then he's like, I don't want to go because people keep stopping and asking me questions. And I'm like, no one ever stops us. I don't know. We look mean, and they're like, I'm gonna stop those giant ladies. I don't know. And I'm like, Rob looks really nice, and they're like, hey, why are all these people dressed up?
So, speaking of husbands and family, Stephanie, you, based on the pictures that I saw, you actually do seem like you are actually pretty successful in getting the whole family in on it, right?
Well, like Colleen said, you kind of just plan it for them. And you say, here you go, put this on. So this was back in 2013, like I said, with the twins, and we were Mickey and Minnie, Donald and Daisy, as you can tell. And yes, my husband actually already had those yellow shoes from a different event. Yeah. So I was like, well, perfect. Wow. So I know he did not like wearing the sweater in the heat, but oh well. But like I said, we did it for the picture, and we didn't walk around the park in it. I noticed, Colleen, a lot of your outfits are perfect for the park because they're so comfortable, like the clothing choices that you're making. Like you don't want a Disneybound, 4-inch heels and have to walk around the park in that or something. So that would not be very comfortable.
I'm too tall for 4-inch heels, so that's
right.
that's not like I have definitely, like, on Dapper Days. If you don't know what Dapper Day is a couple times a year. People dress up in really fancy clothes and go wander around the parks for some strange reason. And a lot of us Disneybound while doing it, so it's like double levels. So I have definitely been uncomfortable. But most of the time, and especially if you're going to the parks, I don't want to be uncomfortable. Like, now I live here, so it's sort of like we can go take some pictures and leave and it's fine. But, I would do a lot of just like shorts, t-shirts, different colored shoes. I've met Snow White in a blue t-shirt, yellow shorts, probably red shoes, and like this red bow that's on the other side of my head. And she's like, did the birds tie your bow? Which is strange to have conversations with characters about clothes when you're like 30 years old and you're like, no. But and it's just really simple, and the character will recognize you.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't want to be uncomfortable and hot while walking around. If you're going to be there all day, it's not worth it. Just find colored shorts. Like, go to the thrift store. I have gone to thrift stores and bought things. I did Orange Bird and Frontierland in a orange plaid dress that I found at the thrift store. Because awesome. I was like, I don't own an orange dress, and I just went to the thrift store and found something, and I was like, I think this will fit. I'll take it home. So that's, thrifts. You start with your own clothes. You go, ask your friends if they have clothes, and then I thrift store, or like I buy a lot of stuff from like Poshmark, which is just people selling their clothes online, so you don't have to go to a store.
Oh yeah.
So kind of.
Oh. So this is Dapper Day, like Colleen was just talking about. This is my first attempt at Dapper Day, and I was there by myself, so my husband didn't even have to participate. But my favorite classic Disney movie is Sleeping Beauty, and I prefer, she's in her blue dress more than, make it pink, make it blue. She's in the blue more than the pink during the movie. So I chose a 1959, what she would look like, the year the movie came out, I thought, variation. So that's what I did for Dapper Day, kind of Disneybounding at the same time. Yeah. And this is my good friend Melinda, and when we went so it's at 1900 Park Fair at the Cinderella happily ever after dinner. And I hope that comes back because that was so great. Because like you said, Colleen, Anastasia and Drizella are the best characters. They're hilarious. And they love it even more when you dress up like them. So, they are just over the moon. And she was taking Melinda's necklace and putting it on and talking about the beads. And anyway, it was so much fun.
Ooh.
And this one is extended family. So in the middle, we have my mother-in-law, who is bounding as the fairy godmother. And then, of course, I love, like I said, Sleeping Beauty. So I'm Disneybounding as Briar Rose. And my husband there is, you can't tell that is a vest that he's wearing, though, as Prince Philip. And then my kids, I found these dresses on Etsy. Colleen was talking about like her jewelry on Etsy and everything. They have, and I think, Allison, don't you get some of your ears on Etsy? But they make so much wonderful, Disney stuff. And these little dresses are so comfortable that the girls can just wear them, anywhere in the park, and they're not heavy costumes and hot. And then, so when my middle daughter, she's Ariel, and so my son was Eric, like you said, super easy for him. And then my brother and sister-in-law, that was, Snow White, and then her prince. And then my nieces were Jasmine and Cinderella.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, there we the step Lady Tremaine, and her, and I was pregnant at the time, so again, having something that is very comfortable is key, especially when you're pregnant and doing that. So it was just a super easy color blocking that we did.
Very cool. So, and I know obviously with that we've kind of talked about Dapper Day too. Allison, you have a pretty cool collection, kind of that merges the two. And you want to tell us a little bit about your amazing collection?
Yeah, so I have quite a few dresses from the dress shop on Cherry Tree Lane. I one of the I got dresses like the first time that I got dresses. It was like when they first came out, and I was like, "What is this dress? This is great. This is a little expensive, but I love it." And when I started getting the dresses, most people would look at the price tag and say to themselves, "Oh, like I'm only gonna wear this on like nicer occasions." But I would wear these dresses to work, like to the office. Like I would sit at the desk, and when I would be called on the floor, I worked at the Science Center, to like answer a guest question or walk the exhibit floors, I'd be wearing my outfits, which is really cool of them because some offices are like, they're a little bit more strict. But I was nice, and I looked nice. I looked put together. I was very neat, very clean, and I looked professional. I just was wearing very whimsical dresses, and it just kind of built up from there. I think that I do have a wonderful closet that I keep my dresses in. I know that that's something that a lot of people have wanted to see. Do we have
I was gonna say
the Allison's Closet tour video?
It.
Do we or do we not? Maybe there it is.
Oh, there we go.
Do we have the audio?
I don't think we have the audio.
Actually came with the dress, like this one right here.
There it is.
Came with my Main Street USA dress, so that's really cute. Then I have two skirts. One of them is from the France Pavilion, and then this one is a teacup dress. Looks like the teacups. Then I have a dog print dress. This one has a really nice, very different material. And then these four, this cat dress, the tiki dress, orange bird, and Monsters Inc. I actually wear these to the parks the most often because they're very comfortable and they have no sleeves. And of course, almost all of my dresses have pockets. There's one or two that don't, but that's okay. I have my Disney Ladies of Pixar jumpsuit, not a dress, but close enough. Casey's Corner. This is the Main Street dress. This one I actually haven't worn yet. With the Disney balloons, I had to get it because it's gorgeous, but I do need to adjust it a little bit for it to fit me a little bit better. So eventually I'll get that adjusted. Then I have this one. This one I actually got from the cruise. That one's neat. This is another one I haven't worn yet. Eventually I will. This one's very cute. Here is my Tomorrowland dress. Whoop, we're coming off the hanger. There we go. This one is the Aristocats. I wore that to the Cat Cafe many times. We have Mr. Thomas O'Malley down there. This one is very cute. It's Mickey's Runaway Railway. Though I'm not a big fan of the attraction, I love the way that this cut looks on me. It has this nice little red and white pattern there and down on the bottom. That's very neat. This is one of my oldest dresses. This is a Mary Poppins dress. You can see some icons down there. It's my Jungle Cruise dress. Cute little front pockets. I have a Captain America dress. The buttons are absolutely adorable. Then we have one that looks like I'm a little chef. Of course, with a little chef down there in the pocket. The pockets are very different on this one. They're kind of in the front. So that's kind of neat. Got some stuff on the bottom too. Here's the Haunted Mansion dress. Now, I didn't buy this at full price. I wanted it, and then I was like, and then it went away, and I was like, oh, I should have gotten it. And then I went to one of the Disney outlet stores, and they had it for like $20, and I said, yes, please. I was sent this dress by mistake. I ordered the Disney World one, and they sent me Disneyland, but I don't have anything Disneyland. So I decided, you know what? I'll keep that. That's cute. This one we got a little fashionista mini with Figaro. This one has a nice stretchy material on top, so it has a nice fit to it. Here's a Haunted Mansion dress. I love this pattern. Then we have this one I wore not too long ago. Of course, Hunchback of Notre Dame, one of my favorite movies. I actually have the wallet with this exact pattern that matches it. And then the top looks like has an Esmeralda. This is another one I haven't worn yet. It's an Edna Mode dress. And then it has like her glasses on it. This is another one of my oldest dresses. Minnie Mouse. So this one's really, really easy to Disneybound. It's really easy to Disneybound as Minnie Mouse. Just get yourself a nice red dress with some polka dots. Here we have a dress from Up. This is cute. I love all the colors. And then you've got the house at Mr. Frederickson down on the bottom right there. We have our drawn ink and paint dress. And as you go down this dress, it gets more colorful and it gets more filled in. Really, really beautiful. And then the last official Disney dress shop dress is the one that started it all. This is my first one. So this is Belle's blue peasant dress. And you can see Mrs. Potts and Lumiere and Cogsworth at the bottom. When I very first tried this dress on, it fit me like a glove and I had to get it. I never had a dress that fit me everywhere, shoulder, from the top of my shoulders all the way down to my knees, fit me so perfectly I had to get it. And back then, I believe the Disney dress shop dresses were not $128 like they are now. It was $108, I believe. So that is the dress that started it all. Then I have a few other dresses back here. This is not a Disney dress shop dress, but they did sell this during Dapper Day. So it was really cute. And then I have a few other dresses that I will use to Disneybound as Rapunzel or Minnie Mouse. You might recognize this dress as from Miss Mary Menagerie.
Very cool. So
That's incredible.
Thank you.
So those kind of bring back kind of an interesting question. Like, would you consider those Disney bounding or more Dapper Day esque? Or kind of a mix of both?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a mix. I think it depends on how you accessorize it, because I feel like if you wear like a heel and you really do your hair like really pretty, and the makeup that you put on is going to change your outfit and your look as well. And how like the jewelry that you wear, if you really dress it up, it can be used for Dapper Day. But I think that, I mean, a lot of times I'll wear some of those dresses with like a pair of like plain white sneakers, so it's a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more dressed down. I think it could go either way, to be honest with you.
I saw a lot of people asking about like the size of our closets and how we
Size
store
of the
these
closets.
clothes.
I haven't measured it.
And I also have a walk-in closet, which my husband has a tiny amount of. I have a dresser in addition to the walk-in closet, and we have a bed that has drawers under it. And I have a craft room in which all of my costumes and cosplays are stored in the closet here. So yes, I have an obscene amount of clothes. Because people were like, Colleen must have a lot of clothes. I do. I have an obscene amount of clothes. Far more clothes than like one could ever need. I've got a whole other closet full of clothes that don't fit, and I need to post on Poshmark. But you don't need to have that many clothes. You can do it without that many clothes. You can have basic clothes, and you'll be fine. You just don't have a shopping addiction. It would be better. So basically, I'm squishing my husband out of house and home. Yes, my husband doesn't have an office. I have an office. He has a corner.
Oh no.
Like by the kitchen. The thing was, he was supposed to go to work, and then the world ended, and then he stayed home all the time, and was suddenly like, I'm in the office. I'm
that
like,
wasn't
that's
part of
too
the original
bad.
deal then.
It wasn't. It was like, you just needed to have a desktop. Well, here's a corner you can stick a desktop in. No one said you were going to be here all the time. But anyway, yeah, I have a lot of clothes. I like way more clothes than one could ever need. You don't need like 3 red cardigans. Do I have 3 red cardigans? Yes. It's not a thing you need to do in your life, and you don't need that to Disneybound. You don't need a cardigan of every sleeve length. That's just a whole other problem.
That's another story.
The necklaces have their own closet. Like,
wow.
Oh my, wow.
Well, so there's a whole wall closet in my office, and the costumes are in one side. The other side has drawers on the bottom, but then the necklaces hang there. The ears are all stored in there, and then I have, like, reach over here, these little things that you can put your magic band in. This one is shaped like Pascal. They also all hang in there.
Cool.
So like I use things like this a lot. So like I was Rapunzel for
that's awesome. That's so cute.
I was Rapunzel for Dapper Day, last Dapper Day, and like I had this was my magic band thing. And I had the Tangled Lantern popcorn bucket from Japan was my purse.
Oh, fun.
That's
nice.
the only good thing about being Tom's assistant is he brings you stuff. I think I was his assistant for a week, and he like brought me that popcorn bucket, and it was like, okay.
Jealous.
But so also I was thinking about Allison's clothes and like things you can Disneybound as. For Dapper Day, whatever the last Dapper Day was, I was the up house. Like that's not even a person.
Oh, fun.
I was the house
in
a yellow dress with blue trim. I bought a pink tulle skirt that like stuck out from under the dress so that it had like the layers. I made myself a headband with like pom-poms, so it had all these different colored dots on it. I had like an up house necklace. I'm like, what did I use as a purse? I don't even remember. I own a lot of fascinators as well.
as Epcot. There was
What?
one time where, yeah, there was one time, I just thought of it now. I should have found the picture for the thing. But yeah, it was like me, my two friends, and my husband, and we all Disneybounded as one of the 4 Disney parks. So that was fun.
That's great.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. So let me ask you this, because I feel like, especially with the advent of things like Instagram and again, like Pinterest and everything, do you see it more in the parks? Do you think, like, are things like Dapper Day becoming more mainstream?
Absolutely.
I
I went to the first Dapper Day in Walt Disney World. And it was like me, my husband, and like 100 people. And then he never wanted to go again. And because he was like, it's us and 100 people. What are we doing here? But it was like something I found on Facebook. And it's grown now. I mean, there are thousands of people dressed up. Maybe not thousands. 1,000 people dressed up. A lot of people are dressed up. And it's become a whole big thing. And like this last Dapper Day, they had a little shop set up at Beach Club. Like it's, you know, become at Disneyland, they have an expo in the convention center. It has become a much bigger thing. Disneybound is itself, Leslie Kay has partnered with Disney. She has published a book. She has marched in the parade to celebrate like the anniversary of Peter Pan. She and a bunch of people were Disneybounding as all the Peter Pan characters. They did a special on like one of the vault releases of like Sleeping Beauty. There was like a special Disneybound, you know, special feature thing. So it's grown and become a like sort of Disney sanctioned thing. That's so it is definitely something like when I started doing it, you didn't see a lot of other people doing it. It was something we did on Tumblr back in the day. And
young people watching, Google is your friend.
Tumblr was before we had Instagram and Twitter and you know, we just had Facebook. So it's definitely, I mean, it's huge now. Like I follow people, plenty of people on Instagram. All they do is they just post Disneybounds. That is most of what I do. That wasn't like the plan at the beginning, but it's just what it is. It's what it's become now. So it's definitely become a huge, more mainstream thing. And I think people who are like at Magically Colleen. People are talking. That's my Instagram. It's just filled with Disney bands. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, it's definitely more mainstream. You definitely see more people doing it, and more people year by year than like I ever used to see before.
What's funny is that the last time that I attended a Dapper Day, I went and I live streamed during that day, and I was gonna wear like a nice dress, and then for some reason I decided to like change into just comfy t-shirt and shorts, and then I showed up and I'm like, oh, it's Dapper Day.
Yeah, Shannon and I found Allison, and I was like, Allison, what are you wearing?
Yes, I ran into you.
I was like, I've never seen Allison in shorts and a t-shirt before, and here we are on Dapper Day.
The worst timing, but I'm pretty sure that that's the same day that I spilled an entire thing of iced tea all over myself. So if I had worn one of those dresses, I would have been real upset. So thank goodness I had this weird spark to just not wear a dress that day.
Yeah.
And just, so that's what happened.
I think it's also important. I was thinking about Stephanie's pictures of when they were the stepsisters. You can totally Disneybound where you basically just Disneybound with like your shirt and your accessories and you wear jeans.
Exactly.
I've done that plenty of times too. Because where do you find, you know, pink pants? I mean, you can find pink pants, but like, are you going to wear pink pants regularly? But you can be like, I'm going to wear jeans and a pink t-shirt and this, you know, purple sort of cardigan, and I'm with someone who's in the other color scheme, and you look at them and you know. you know. So that's, I've done plenty of characters too where I just did it in jeans and Disneybound. I mean, currently I'm just Disneybound the top half of me. I'm in sweatpants and slippers.
I have a question. Has anybody, so I have Disneybounded at the parks and I've Disneybounded at the office. Is there any other place that you have Disneybounded that's not at Disney, like not just walking around the parks?
I mean, I've Disneybounded at work at multiple different offices. I have Disneybounded at like going to the movies. It's a great time to Disneybound. You're gonna go see a movie. I was Rapunzel for my sister's high school graduation. I was Belle for my husband's master's graduation. And like I said, I worked in theater, and so a lot of the times, you know, when I would be doing the shows, when I was, you know, not behind the scenes and being production manager and having to like talk to people, and I would dress up. I would be in dress. One of my most popular Disneybounds that always gets a lot of likes whenever I repost it is me as Wally, and I'm in a yellow, very nice yellow dress with like a little brown cardigan, and I have like a little Wally purse and one of these necklaces. And then I'm sitting on the stairs outside of a theater. My friend and I are like wandering around being like, what's a good wall? So yeah, I've definitely done it. I mean, like I said, at graduations, at, you know, dressing up to go to special events. I'm trying to think if I've done it at a wedding. That seems like something I'd do.
That would be a good time to
do. Did.
Something that Allison.
Do we have a picture? I don't know if we have the picture.
I think it was the one we used for the thumbnail, Jill.
It was.
That's it.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous.
That was my wedding. So I Disneybounded at my wedding, at my own wedding, as Rapunzel. I wanted the Rapunzel hair. I had my little Pascal, my little frying pan. That's where I've Disneybounded, and it turned out really well. I loved it.
It absolutely did.
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Did you get married at, was that the wedding pavilion?
No, it was at the boardwalk.
Okay.
It's called Seabreeze Point. There's like that gazebo where the ESPN restaurant used to be. There. Mm-hmm. So that's where I got married, and then we went to the attic above the boardwalk resort. That's where the reception was.
Very cool.
I've only Disneybounded at pretty much all of my kids' birthday parties.
Another great
do
place.
Do the kids recognize you?
I was going to say,
sometimes they do. Yeah, so sometimes it's not as overt, you know, like my twins, they were born on Halloween, so I'll do like Mickey's Not So Scary kind of thing. And so people don't really know that. But yeah, like I'll do, one time I did Ariel in her blue dress, you know, when she gets her legs.
Oh, cool.
And somebody said, "Oh, you look like Ariel." I'm like, thank you. That's what I'm going for.
Perfect.
You win.
Perfect.
You start to see outfits everywhere too. Like I was at work one time, and I was in blue dress pants, and I wear these yellow Toms to work, and I was in this like yellow, white, blue blouse, and I was like, I'm Dory. Like I didn't even know, but I took a picture of myself sitting in a classroom, and I'm like, accidental Dory bound. Like you just start to see color combinations as Disney characters or as not Disney characters. I have a whole, in my Pinterest page that has the 600 bounds on it or whatever, I have one whole section that is non-Disney characters.
Oh wow.
So like Harry Potter characters or Odette from the Swan Princess. Those are the only two I can think of, but there've got to be other ones. So, you know, it's Disneybounding. It's like, oh, it's this thing we do at Disney, but, you know, you can do I mean, any character from anything. Like, I mean, Disney owns everything now, but
Just about, yeah.
you know, Anastasia's one you would see a lot.
Yeah, it's a
Obviously,
good one.
Star Wars, Marvel, you know, and before those were owned by Disney. And we called those were called rule breaker bounds back in the day
Rule
Oh.
when Disney didn't own everything. Those were rule breakers. I think that's what my Pinterest board is called, is like, these are rule breakers. You know, I've got character. We saw like Darkwing Duck, but like I have 2 different Topangas from Boy Meets World.
Aw.
You know, character from TV shows and movies and Disney Plus things. And now I'm like, what other rule breakers do I have here? Man, I have too many things.
That's my middle name. Allison Rulebreaker. Miss Rulebreaker Allison.
I have, let's see, I've got a Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
I have Aaron Burr from Hamilton. I have me dressed up as a Halloween Barbie, because I think Barbie was the challenge. And I was like, well, I'm going to be Halloween Barbie, who's wearing a skeleton outfit. I have Sam Winchester from Supernatural, Odette, Dorothy, Leonard Hofstadter from The Big Bang Theory, and I have
Love it.
Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Those are
so
Very
and
cool.
I think a lot of those, probably any DreamWorks bounds or any of those things I named DreamWorks. I was really thinking about doing Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon one time, and it was like I just did not have the clothes for it.
No.
So I will sometimes, my husband calls it that I'm renting things from Amazon. I will buy things from Amazon. I will wear them one time, take a photo, put them back in their packaging, and send them back. And then you get my money back. Because I'm like, I don't own something like this. I do not want to own something like this, but I need to be this character. For example, I tomorrow will be posting my Camilo bound from Encanto, and I just didn't have anything to be like his yellow poncho. And it was like, I do not need a poncho. I live in Florida. It's 90 degrees outside. Unless it's a real like yellow rain poncho. And so it was like, I bought this like yellow drape vest thing that I wore for the picture, folded back up very nicely, put back in the bag, and sent back. So I will do that when it's like,
from Emperor's New Groove before you send it back, though.
He wears green.
Oh, he wears green. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He does.
Green and then, like,
and
brown.
The kimono, the green kimono that I bought to wear to be Bruno, I kept. So I could do that later. I always figured that one day, you know, I saw at a convention once a pregnant woman cosplaying Pacha's wife, and I thought that was amazing.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I like make mental lists of like, okay, so when I'm pregnant, what could I wear for Dapper Day? When we have a baby, what could I dress that baby?
It's dangerous. It goes downhill
Mary
fast.
Poppins sequin.
Oh, you could do Mary Poppins and Bert, and then the little penguin.
Oh God,
that's
a penguin. Yes.
Oh, Desi did pregnant Padme. Yep, thought about that. Rob's really opposed to being Anakin. So like when I'm trying to think of like group things, he's like, I'm not an Anakin. Occasionally he has really strong opinions. Yeah, sure. Fair. But he doesn't want to be Han Solo either. And I'm like, Luke doesn't marry anybody.
Oh, well, that's just wrong.
So
why would you not want to be Han Solo?
Exactly.
I want to be Han Solo.
He's not a Han Solo. Somebody said I'm obsessed. With what thing? Would you like to narrow that down? I've got a room full of things I'm obsessed with.
So right now we have a Star Cruiser reservation. Don't know if that's going to push back. You know, as the baby comes, it might change things. But so I totally plan though of doing a Disneybound Han Solo because I just love Han Solo. So I want to be Han Solo, the Star Cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been Han
Go for it.
Solo. I
Go for it.
totally. Solo's great. I don't know who
Especially
wouldn't
in
want to be
that
Han
kind of
Solo.
setting, that would be very cool.
I'm obsessed with
this
Disneybounding.
actually do you feel like you have some ideas? Do you think that we've changed you into the Disneybounding side? What do you think?
I definitely do. I'm excited. I'm actually going to be, I have a convention conference thing for work. So I will actually be down this coming week. As it turns out, we leave Saturday and are driving home on Mother's Day. I only have Saturday and then the following, or Sunday and then the following Saturday at the parks. But I may have to rummage through my closet and rethink some of my outfits because this definitely sounds like fun. Like it always has sounded like fun, but it's also been very intimidating because, again, I go in my closet, I'm like, sensory overload. I don't know what to do. But kind of breaking it down, definitely helped.
Yeah,
and with that, like, oh, go ahead.
I think it can seem, I was just going to say, I think it can seem intimidating because it seems like a lot. And if you see like outfits broken down and, oh, people have got all these accessories and they've got these colored shoes and they've got this purse and and it's like, you don't really need all that.
Yeah.
And, you can take a picture and set your bag down on the side and like, whatever, and you're going to the parks and it is important to be very comfortable. And so maybe you just wear a yellow t-shirt dress and you put a rose in your hair and your bell. Everyone will know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those details are really just for you.
And I would even say with your t-shirt and leggings and that kind of thing, you could totally do that too. I have an R2-D2 t-shirt that I got off of Shop Disney like years ago. Like there's no way that I could ever get it again. And it's just him, like it's just his front, and then I pair it with like blue leggings and then my blue ears. And I go to Galaxy's Edge in that and people love it.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So to kind of close us out tonight, y'all have been giving great advice throughout the whole show, but for me or anybody else, just any final words of wisdom, great places to find things, recommendations. What are your final words of wisdom for us novice bounders?
You can get one of every color of everything at Target.
Or Amazon, right?
Or Amazon. But like you can go to Target and it's the same t-shirt, the same tank top, and it's in every color. So if you're like, I like this t-shirt for not that much money, you could buy it in every color.
And you can get ideas on Pinterest and Etsy. I mean, all those things. And like I say, people make amazing stuff, like the necklaces, the ears, and you don't have to purchase that, but that can be an accessory, like you said, Colleen, for you that you really love or you want to highlight.
Pockets. That's all I have to say. Pockets.
Never forget how are you going to carry your stuff. Like even if your bag is not a part of your outfit, you still need to carry stuff. And I will like struggle sometimes with Dapper Days of things of like, oh, I'm going to carry this tiny purse, but how am I going to carry a water bottle? Thank God Rob agreed to come.
Pockets. This might be a little like after a while I'm like, I don't want this guy on my shoulder anymore. Stick him in your pocket and then pull him out for the photo. I have a tiny Rapunzel with me. I'm not carrying this around in my hand. I'm not putting her in my backpack. Aww. There's a lot of stuff in my backpack. I'm going to throw her in my pocket and then bring her out for picture time.
Well, very cool. Well, again, thank you so much, ladies, for joining me tonight. I definitely learned a lot. I hope the chat did too. And with that, I will let Jill take us out.